we know we can turn to for certain issues. Why do you go to them? Why don't you try to figure out yourself? I'd like you to answer that in the comments while Ernest gets himself ready. Yes? Yay!
Finally. I had to update my app. I think that was the problem.
Wasn't that crazy though? Like these things, they detect everything.
Yeah, so I'm sorry for that.
That's okay. So I've been asking this question, why do we go to experts? But I'll get to why I asked that question in a minute. But as you come in, you're going to see that question. Answer that question in the comments and I'll read your comments. I know this is not me interviewing, you're interviewing me. So and allow you to take over and do your thing. Just be kind, be nice.
It is going to be easy, normal, friendly conversation.
I pray so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll pretend I have technical issues and I'll just leave.
Yeah. So I don't know if, though I'm the host, I'm in your channel, so I have to introduce myself for those who do not know me. Yeah. Okay, so my name is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, and I usually go by EBM. I live here in the great state of Missouri, in the United States of America, but I'm originally from Tanzania. I've been here for 12 and a half years. I work with a non-profit for how I get surviving here in America, but on my spare time, I do a lot of things. Number one, I'm book writer, author. I've been able to write 11 books so far in the journey of writing 100 books. Also, I'm doing some YouTube videos on immigration support, scholarship opportunities for people, but also to guide people on how to be able, why should they write the books, and how to write and self-publish them to put them on Amazon, and overall how to be able to succeed in life and to be nice, and how you can be able to leave a legacy on this planet Earth. So that is short about me.
And you did mention that he's one of my mentors.
No, we mentor each other.
No, it's not. Don't even pretend there's anything of value I bring to your life. I know I bring value to other people, but with you, he's been mentoring me for a very long time, both on book, writing, publishing. He has this phenomenal YouTube channel that is just taking off like a mushroom. So he's been teaching me how to get, you guys know I also YouTube, how to get that off the ground. But I don't know how, God made this happen. Ernest has taken it unto himself to help me become successful. No strings attached. We met virtually, and he's so invested in that, and I'm very grateful. So he hasn't mentioned that bit because he's humble like that. But I want to mention that this is one gentleman who really has made a difference to my transition, and I think we're going to talk a little bit about my transition to where I am right now, from being a group managing director of a group of 5 businesses to a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids to now again, running a group of businesses. You helped me see the light in between. So let's get the show on the road.
Okay.
I'm ready for the questions.
The first thing you have been talking about mentorship. So you ask why should people go to the expert? But I can start with a question to you. Why should we need to have mentors in our life?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to answer this in the context of this whole thing of leveling up for success. Now, I remember reading this book. I don't know if you've read it. It's called Outliers. Now, all the books I'm going to mention today, and I think I might just mention books, they're on Modesta.Africa. So in case you're interested, I have all the books that have changed my life and continue to change my life on there. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. He said that it takes 10,000 hours to perfect a craft, right? So whatever it is you want to be really, really good at, and this kind of answers the question. Thank you, Aggie KE123, for answering that. We want we want fast results. They have exceptional skill set. They're rare, right? She says this is why we go to them. Kind of like the mentorship piece. He said it takes 10,000 hours to master an area. When you calculate that, that's 3 hours a day for 3,333 days. That's just a little over 9 years. So who here is trying to invest 9 years for absolutely everything they need? I'm not going to spend 9 years trying to know about my, laundry. I'm not going to spend 9 years trying to know about different things. So we go to other people that have made the investment in their time, in their energy, in their struggle to perfect an area so that we can shorten our learning curve. So that's why I would go to a mentor. That's why, I remain connected with you. I don't want to figure, first of all, I don't know the technical things about any of this. Book publishing, YouTubing. I don't want to know. I just want to show up, make up, speak, right?
Yeah.
So you're helping shorten my learning curve. Instead of going through everything that you went through, you can't stay with me for 15 minutes, half an hour, and I can't leapfrog into my progress. That is why it is so key. And the thing about a mentor that you may not necessarily get, even if you chose to invest the time to learn certain things yourself, is experience. You cannot, there's no amount of textbooks and courses, even coaching, by the way. This is why coaches can also make good mentors. No amount of that can help you with what happens when no textbook can answer. How you make a decision as a human being through emotional intelligence. How they once made a decision which cost them everything and how they were able to turn around from that. So it is absolutely critical not only to have one, to have several mentors for the areas you want to grow in, because even if you could, how many sets of 9 years will you invest to learn an area? It is better to go through or to step on the shoulders of those that have gone before you, and you're able to go further ahead because of that.
That is a very good point you've raised on that. The reason I started with that question, because we usually have a big problem, and especially for us coming from developing countries, of not respecting profession of others.
Of what?
Not respecting or giving attention, like someone has been.
You're bringing me out, Ernest. Anything could happen because I get that a lot.
Yes, so
bring that question.
So that is number one problem. And usually I say when you need to succeed, you must meet or get advice from the people who have the knowledge, experience, and they have goodwill, good heart, good intention for you to be able to succeed.
Yeah.
And not just because my mother is my mother, I can ask my mother advice of going to do PhD. She cannot be able to help me that. Yes, she loves me, but she doesn't have that expertise. So that is making the point when we are coming now. It is still the beginning of the new year, so we still say Happy New Year. But number one thing people do in the beginning of the year is New Year's resolution, and we come up with so many goals. And most of the goals, majority of people fail to accomplish them. In my opinion, number one reason why we fail to have this kind of succeeding in our goals is when we have these goals, we haven't been advising, talking to our mentors before, like this is what I'm going to work on next year. So what do you advise for people if they want to work a smart goals for next year? Not just because you have 2 Guinness, you just wake up, this year I'm going to America. This year I'm going to be a millionaire. What are you going to do to have a conversation with someone who can challenge you so that you can go to the next step of having goals and accountability?
So good. So on that, now, again, with the whole idea of shortening your learning curve, right? Either be ready to invest 9+ years to master a thing, or find somebody, and I love the fact that you brought goodwill, somebody that has the knowledge, the skills, the experience, the right attitude towards, mentorship and goodwill, that they would actually want to invest in you. And what is so key is then mentors come in as a mirror. Right? So they're showing you, is this what you're saying? This is what you say you want to do? And they will tell you as it is. Like Makulilo just calls out all my stuff. And he even goes and shows me the analytics. Like, this is how you're rating, this is how you're doing. Because he wants to help. It is so key. I've had 2 incidences lately where clients seemed very ambitious what they wanted to do, because I do career coaching, leadership coaching, etc. So this person is in a senior leadership role. They would like to now get into a regional leadership role over Africa or outside the continent, but overseeing African issues, right? Policy issues. And their roles that they had been thinking, so two people, roles they had been thinking about that seemed to be way over their head. So the first thing is great to have vision, great to have ambition, great to have goals. That is so key. But when you're setting, as you said, smart goals, that they're specific, they're measurable, they're achievable. Achievable is a gray area because some people will say, well, for instance, I would tell you, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That is so, but you also need to know what Christ wired you for, right? I'm not just going to do anything simply because I know that scripture is available to me. So somebody will help you to say, okay, it's great that is where you're aspiring to go. Kind of like today, the video that I posted today was about how to fast track your promotion. But you will notice that it really starts with where you are right now. Just because you have a vision to get somewhere doesn't mean that should be your first goal. Like you mentioned, to be a billionaire. You can be a billionaire. And by all means, kudos to you that you would even dare want to be a billionaire. Please be, right? But coming back now, what would it take to get there? You might find that what you thought would be your 2021 goals, you're going to break them down and you're going to have the first step to getting there as your 2021 goals, as you're building towards that. One of the things that I have learned in my career, and I have not spoken much about it, I have YouTube videos about it, but not in so much detail, is about failure. And the fact that I tasted success and I grew too fast for what I was able to handle. Both in terms of access to really high profile, high net worth people, and not really having the wisdom and the understanding to steward that level of relationships. Guys, I'm giving you stuff for free at that level. But also, I was able to earn wealth. I didn't know what I was doing. I did not know, and I didn't have the wisdom, nor at that time did I consult. And I had mentors, but I had to consult them on how to invest. So one of the things that I invested in is, for instance, we had, I think, state-of-the-art, probably comparable offices and equipment, in my city at the time. But that was probably not the best investment, and whatever training and whatever my people needed, we invested in all of that. I could have done that differently. So imagine what mentorship would have done. I have access to the top business people on the continent and outside, have